Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and this is our old buddy, Firearm Mentor Marcus, Tactical Daddy Melnick, gun safety instructor. To begin with, first of all, nice to see you.
Good to see you too, sir.
Please tell us the story of the origin of your nickname, Tactical Daddy.
Okay, so back when, a long time ago, 16 years ago, when my second son was born, I had this multi-pocket vest, and my wife would say to me, "You can't wear that, you look like a tourist," because it looked like a photographer's vest. And I would wear it just to be funny every once in a while. So I'm taking care of my older son. My wife is in the hospital. She had a C-section, so she was there for several days. And I showed up to the hospital wearing the vest, and I did it as a joke to begin with. And she looked at me and she said, "What are you wearing? And where's the diaper bag?" And I hated carrying the diaper bag. To me, it was a purse. I didn't want to carry a purse. So I started taking wipes out of one pocket, diapers out of another, sippy cup out of another. And I said, "I'm the Tactical Daddy." And of course, everyone, I did it as a joke. Everyone was dying laughing. And someone said to me, "You should market that." Yeah. And that's how my company started. I started by selling vests to new fathers so they didn't have to carry a feminine diaper bag.
Bravo. Mark.
And it's a great story. It's heartwarming.
Okay, seriously now, please, what do you do? Tell us in detail.
I do several things. Most of what I do is individual concealed carry certification for Illinois, which would allow a permit holder to carry a firearm in over 26 states, and that list continues to expand one by one. So it's growing. I also train armored car personnel in use of force, as well as doing estate consultations. Oftentimes, grandpa passes away and grandma finds a firearm in the house that she had no idea was there, doesn't know anything about guns or safety. This past week, I actually made a house call into the Lakeview neighborhood, and there was a loaded firearm in this home. And not only did I render it safe, I actually purchased the firearm. If I don't purchase it, I can connect the gun owner with other potential buyers. I do street smart seminars for real estate agents. And then finally, I am a trainer for active shooter response. So I've run several drills at a synagogue, and people are pretty enlightened after that on what to do.
That's priceless. Listen, a lot of happened since our last conversation. For example, Governor Pritzker signed a law banning ghost guns.
Yes.
Can you explain what this is? What means ghost
okay.
gun?
Sure. A ghost gun is basically a kit that someone can purchase on the internet, and it is an unfinished firearm. In other words, you're getting a block of aluminum. Usually it's aluminum. Sometimes it's steel. And you actually have to, it's more than just the drill. It's more than just drilling a hole. You actually have to route out the insides of this block of aluminum and shape it into what a firearm can be. It does take specialized tools, and these are not regulated. So President Biden has been pushing to get these regulated, and Governor Pritzker signed a law that says anyone who owns one has, I believe it's until September-ish, there's a date, but it's September, to take the firearm to actually a firearm manufacturer so that they can print up and put on a steel plate with a serial number. There's some guidance for it, and then return that information to the ATF. So if a ghost gun gets recovered at a crime scene, then they can actually trace the firearm to the owner. So that is going to be illegal. I imagine it will be challenged in court, but in order for it to be challenged, someone has to have, I'm making quotes with my fingers, an injury. And an injury means, well, it cost them X amount of dollars to bring it in to get it updated. and it shouldn't have happened. That's for the courts to decide later on. But for now, if ghost guns are going to be illegal, the truth of the matter is, you can drive into Wisconsin and buy one and drive it back to Illinois, and no one's going to know the difference. So,
absolutely, yeah.
I'm not sure how much of a good impact it's going to make, or if it's just a feel good law. Sometimes gun control laws are, look what I did, I feel good about it. For example, in Buffalo Grove, there is a ban on machine guns. Well, in the United States, you can't buy a machine gun anyway. So that's a feel good. It has no teeth to it. But look what we did. We banned Uzis and AR-15s and AK-47s that could be, fully automatic, and it doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
So time will tell.
Speaking of real injuries, okay, we know that May, and we have a lot of sick interest from our readers and listeners and viewers. May of this year broke all the records for mass gun violence. Yeah. What do you, as a major gun expert, think about how to deal with it? Background checks on mental illness and propensity of depression clearly don't work. Yeah, education, I know, and that's what you do mostly. It's
right.
necessary, but in case of crazies and depressed people, that's not an option either. It seems to me. What's going on in their heads, we do not know, because most of them remain forever in the scene of the massacre.
Right.
What to do? Because people are afraid even to send their kids to school and summer camps.
And I am too. So I don't know. The problem most likely has multiple causes. It's not the fact that guns are available or that there's no background checks. It's a myriad of causes, and there's a myriad of solutions that I actually proposed to one of my elected officials, including let's hold judges accountable, and a lot of time, and state's attorneys. The Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox, who actually recently got arrested for domestic battery, she has this catch and release thing where she catches the good guys and releases them, and the bad guys, and then they're out on the street again. So I really think, and I'll probably get some flack for this, but the Illinois system of owning a firearm owner identification card is a great system. It should be rolled out nationally. And what this is, it's an ID card you apply to the state police for. And basically 360 days a year, anyone who has a card is background checked, not only criminally, but since 2014, there is now a mental health reporting database where if somebody is hospitalized for a psychiatric issue, then or they're seeing a therapist and they are a danger to themselves or others, then they're put on this list and they cannot own a firearm. There's also red flag laws where if someone
but
does
they
own
can
a
ask
firearm,
somebody else to buy it for them.
Well, and that is illegal too. Okay. So somebody else could buy it for them. In Michigan, that happened where a 16-year-old's parents purchased a very nice firearm for him. When I was growing up and I was in 6th grade, I got excellent grades and my parents bought me a firearm. But I didn't have access to it. It was another feel good for, a 12-year-old pre-bar mitzvah kid. Okay. We would go to the range. My father would take the firearm out of his bag and hand it to me and say, "Here's your gun." And then at the end of the range, I'd give it back to him. I never had access to it until I was an adult, basically.
That was smart, And speaking of that, excuse me?
Go ahead.
Yeah. After the well-known events of 2 years ago and the situation, what's going on right now, many of my countrymen decided to buy a gun. And they did, but only if you know how to handle it properly. So how can you help, and how much do your classes cost? So this is the question that we received just yesterday.
I can do a few things. First of all, I do private lessons, and that's for someone who just bought a firearm or they're thinking about buying the firearm. And typically in 2 to 3 lessons, I can teach them how to go to the shooting range and shoot. So that's one option. A great comprehensive op, and that's $100 per session, plus range fees and ammunition. The second option for people is this is a comprehensive offer where you can take a concealed carry class. It's a 16-hour class taught over a weekend. I'm very excited to announce that July 23rd and 24th is my next class. You can sign up at firearmmentor.com, and that will give you the soup to nuts. Now, there's a ton of firearm manufacturers out there. So maintenance on the guns are covered at a very high level, but then as part of the class, every participant is invited to my home in Buffalo Grove in the garage, and you bring whatever gun you've purchased or you have, you bring it to my garage, and I will parallel clean one on my end, and you'll just mirror my activities, and that's how you would learn how to maintain your gun. For those of you who have a concealed carry or have considerable gun experience, on July 30th, I'm teaching an advanced course in Lombard at Article 2 range from 8 to noon. That course is 100% on the range, where we cover multiple targets, shooting while moving, and actually drawing our firearm with live ammo and engaging. It's a paper target. It's not a real target. No one's shooting back at you. And I do this because a lot of times people will go to the shooting range, they'll stand in the booth, and they'll shoot at a static target, which is a lot of fun, and it's great for marksmanship, but it doesn't train anything on defensive shooting. And the dynamics of a defensive shooting is very, very stressful. So while someone might go to the range, go in the booth, shoot, have fun, go get a cup of coffee, this is actually some stress inoculation where I'll have people do 15 jumping jacks. And that sounds silly, but what it does is it gets their blood pressure up and their heart rate up, and it simulates a stressful incident. And then they'll shoot and they'll figure out, wow, I really need to practice more because I'm not as good as I thought I was shooting at the stationary target. I really need to see where my skills lie and improve upon them. The fact that in Ukraine, the citizenry was armed and effectively slowed or even stopped the Russian military speaks to this. I'm not that my family is originally from Ukraine, Lithuania, but that's several generations ago. So I'm not in tune with the culture, and I don't know if military service is required in Ukraine. But the fact that people knew how to use firearms really helped the country and can help in the United States. Will the United States ever be invaded? Who knows? But there are multiple case laws that say the police don't have to protect you. They just have to protect society. Over and over, I see that in the court system.
Mr. Melnick, as always, it was very interesting and loaded with information. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Alex. I love the joke that you said when my information is loaded. That was a funny kind of little joke, but I appreciate it. I love what you guys do. I love the community. Even if if you don't ever want to take a class from me and there's a listener or a viewer who has a question on firearms, look me up, firearmmentor.com. There's a contact me page. I am happy to answer any questions, educate people, whether they take a class from me or not, doesn't matter. I'd rather send out the information as needed, as individuals need.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.